I'm pretty sure most of you are very excited to come to Australia. It is indeed after nearly 20 months that international students can arrive back in Australia. And obviously a lot of you have already booked your flights to come into Australia from December 1. And we are looking forward to seeing you here. But while we are excited, we also need to prepare ourselves when we are traveling to Australia. So this video will specifically focus on the things you need to prepare for before traveling to Australia. It's a very important video, so please make sure to stick around till the end, as there are some important things that you should know. And if you want to, you can follow these steps like in a sequence, which will help you to prepare yourself when you're traveling here. So the first thing first is about your vaccination. Obviously, you need to be fully vaccinated with double dose of a TGA approved vaccine. We've already discussed this thing probably millions of times, but it is very important that you are vaccinated with double dose of an approved vaccine. So the TGA approved vaccines are Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, Covishield, Covaxin, Sinopharm and Sinovac. So if you're already double dose vaccinated, you will need to get your foreign vaccination certificate. It is also known as International COVID-19 Vaccination Certificate. So it's very important that you get this certificate before traveling to Australia, as you will need to show this certificate before taking flight into Australia. Now the next thing you need to complete is Australian Travel Declaration. So this is an online form that you will need to complete before arriving in Australia, and it has to be completed at least 72 hours before your flight. You need to do it at least 72 hours before your flight, but not earlier than 7 days. So don't complete this declaration too early as well. This is a very important declaration that you will need to make. If you don't make it, there are penalties for that as well. So please make sure that you complete this declaration. Now, how to complete this declaration? We will put a link of this Australian Travel Declaration in the description below. Once you click on that link, you will need to create a new declaration form. All you need to do is sign up using your email address. It will send you a verification code. Then you will need to create your account with following the prompts. After you have signed up, you can make a new declaration for your travel to Australia. So in this declaration, you will need to provide some basic details like your personal details, your journey details, and there is a questionnaire that you need to answer in regards to your trip and your health as well. Obviously, you will need to provide all this information to comply with the COVID-19 requirements. Obviously, all this information is gathered in order to make sure that if there is an outbreak and you were there, so you should be informed. And once you have completed the questionnaire, it will provide you the summary with all your details. And then once you submit your application, you will get an email notification from the Department of Home Affairs that will include a QR code and details about your travel. You need to download this form, and I also suggest you that you print out this before traveling to Australia. And the next step will be to do a PCR test. So this is a test you need to take in order to prove that you don't have COVID-19. And the test result obviously should turn negative. And you need to make sure that you take this test within 72 hours of your flight. So no longer than 3 days before your flight. And obviously you must have a negative result before boarding your flight. Now it's important to understand that if your flight is delayed, you do not need to take a new test. So if you are already at the airport and the flight is delayed by, let's say, 5 hours, 10 hours, you don't need to worry because you don't need to take a new test. However, if your flight is rescheduled or cancelled, then you need to make sure that it is falling within those 3 days. And if it's not, then you'll probably need to take a new test. Now, once you have got all these things ready for your travel, at the airport, you will need to show all these documentation. So you will need to show your evidence of your vaccination. That will be your foreign vaccination certificate. You will also need to show your PCR test results, and you will also need to show Australian Travel Declaration. Obviously, you will need to bring other documents such as your passport. You must have a visa documents and other relevant documents that you must carry anyways. So the purpose of making this video is to make sure that the students understand the key steps that they need to follow before they travel to Australia, especially during these COVID times. Before arriving in Australia, also a good idea to check if there are any specific quarantine requirements for the state and territory you are arriving in. Personally, I highly recommend that you print out these documents that you're bringing along with soft copies in your phone anyways, because you don't want to have any hassle just in case your phone battery dies off or there is some other issue going on at the airports. So you want to make sure that your journey to Australia is as smooth as possible. Now most of you might be preparing and packing your bags for your arrival in Australia, and we are going to make a video on that topic soon. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you get the instant notification once we upload that video. Apart from this, I highly recommend that you watch our video on the things that you can and can't bring into Australia. It is very important that we follow the regulations set out by Australian Border Force. So there is a very useful video we have on our channel. We'll make sure that we put the link of that in the description as well. And all this information that we have got is from Department of Home Affairs website. You can check the link of that in the description, and other useful links will be in the description as well. And I hope you find this information useful, and if you find even a little bit of value in the video, please make sure to share it with your friends as well, so that they know what things they need to prepare for before arriving in Australia. And as always, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.